Weird. I am your host, like a ghost, Chris. With me in the studio always are my co-hosts, Heather and Tony.
Hi.
That one guy.
That one
Da- and we also have my wonderful daughter, Elaine,
She's awesome. Hey.
and Nate, the Asian intern.
Nate, the Asian intern.
We wouldn't be here
Hey.
without him.
Nope, he's
right.
awesome too.
Yeah.
He keeps us going and gets all of our stuff together for us. Plus, also does the cameras, and he's pretty awesome at that.
Yeah,
makes things easier.
it's pretty all right.
He's a bit of a right.
I'm getting a finger off camera. That's what I was going for.
We already got people joining in the chat. Nobody said anything yet though, so go ahead and say hi, guys,
Sweet.
and we'll give you the shout out on the show like we normally do. We're glad to have you back, Chris.
Thank you.
We had a little bit of a deeper show last week. It was kind of more of a one-on-one kind of deal. It was just us hanging out. And
Yeah.
it was kind of like a cross of Survivor Girl and This Is Your Brain. So it was kind of more...
This is my brain.
Whatever.
I'm thinking like Sunday morning church stuff. And,
No. No.
And,
No.
Hallmark.
It was a lot of fuck
Oh.
yous and get your shit together and stop making
Yeah,
lame ass excuses for
Right,
your
right.
lack of
Oh.
success.
Yes, I
Yeah.
like the motivational ones.
It was kind of
yeah.
motivational, I think, because it was just like I said, more of like a cross between the two of our shows that we've got going on. And
Yeah.
but you were missed. It was really a different kind of show. So we like the funny. We need the funny. Becky's joining in already, saying hello to the Don't Make This Weird crew. Great to see you all tonight. Hey, Becky, glad you're joining us. And Candy says hello, family. Hey, Candy.
What's up, ladies?
Hey, yo.
Yo, we are getting ready for some really cool stuff.
Holy cow. It's
Yeah.
insanity.
It is always.
Insanity.
It's always insane. So, Chris, how's your week been? We'll start with you.
Weird work. It's just weird.
Work is weird.
Everything's different. They're working me on Thursdays now. I don't like it.
No, they should know
That's
the
not
golden
okay,
rule.
man.
No, open this morning. Gotta open tomorrow.
That's gross.
They violated your one rule.
They violated my one hole.
Yeah.
The fucking
One
shame
hole.
hole.
One time. Oh yeah. That
Right in the
happens.
parental disappointment chamber.
That's
Oh,
right.
If you guys
Take
don't know,
one for the team.
if you guys don't know, that's the start of crotch goblins.
Angry taco.
Oh,
Oh.
oh. Kenna's joining in. She says, "Hi guys." Hey, Kenna.
What's up, Kenna?
Yeah. So, yeah, lots of working, huh?
Yeah.
And they're violating your rules of.
Your shame hole.
Yes. Right in the balloon knot. I can do this all day. I got a million
got
of
him.
them.
Got him for
The
every.
balloon.
Got a name for it.
Is that the chocolate starfish or
Yeah.
what?
Oh.
Trap door to the Tootsie Roll.
Oh my gosh. That is
Nate's
great.
dead.
Yeah,
The
we
turd
were
Over there,
cutter.
he's just like just went out peacefully.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's funny.
Right in the turd cutter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my uncle used
He's
to.
out.
Yeah, he can't even.
You know why turds are tapered, don't you?
No.
So your butthole don't slam shut.
That's right.
Oh, that makes sense. All right.
Physics. Physics, damn it.
My uncle used to call thongs turd splitters.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's gross. That's nasty.
Imagine if you sneezed.
Oh. Mm-mm. Those are the why would you wear underwear that your ass is gonna eat anyway?
Because
Like,
it's
serious.
respectable, damn it. Have
It
you ever
is?
seen a
I
stripper
can't-
wearing granny panties? It's not going to happen.
I can't fucking stand a wedgie.
I know.
Like
Right,
I'm
so
like
imagine
I don't give
that.
a shit where I could be at the presidential fucking organizational dinner speaking. I'll be like, hold on,
Yeah,
fucking got a rider.
that happens to Adam, and he'll sit there and like, I'm like, would you please get out of your asshole? And he's
I would
like,
look
I've
you-
got a wedgie right now, and then he starts it in the front. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is happening? We need to buy you some different
I don't
underpants,
know.
man.
It's
I tell
Moose
you,
Knuckles eating it.
The worst ones ever. The worst ones ever
Yeah,
are the fucking t-shirt material. Hanes? Fruit
Yeah.
Balloon, Fruit
like
Balloon.
the
Fruit of the Loom.
cotton.
It's like t-shirt material.
Yeah.
Huh.
You get a wedgie like no other.
Yeah.
Like
That
it's,
shit's just like crawling up in there digging for gold.
yeah, you're sitting there
man.
and it just feels like a camel's eating a
It does. It's like a cow chewing its cud.
Seriously though, like, and you know the whole thong thing. Like before, when I was a bigger girl, I'm like, my ass eats regular underpants. Like, why would I want those? Like, that is so wrong.
And I might just be wedgie prone. I can sleep on like a twin size bed and be like, fucking mattress.
What is that doing in there?
Jesus.
Right in the shape.
Right in the shade.
Oh, underpants for breakfast.
No.
Wait, what?
It's like, excuse me, is my tag showing?
It's right back there by your uvula.
Oh man,
I'm a boy.
it's all right.
Mazel tov.
I forget. Oh, good
Oh,
stuff.
we're dumb. I'm dumb. Anyway.
Gotta
Nothing like
start it out.
lowbrow humor to start the show. huh?
Absolutely.
That's right.
That's how we like to kick it off.
Hit him below the belt.
I'm making sure that nobody misses this and sharing the link, right?
Good.
Oh, yeah. You want to tune in.
Welcome to the shit show.
Literal, like, yeah.
It's the
You-
Trailer Parker Podcast.
Well, yeah.
No offense to those who dwell in the aluminum shelters.
Well, I mean, stereotypes exist for a reason, so yeah.
Nobody named Bobby Sue ever lived in a trailer.
All right.
Fair point. Fair point.
I'm just like,
You're wrong.
and that's where you're wrong because Billie Jean and Bobby Sue lived next door to me. Actually, I never lived in a trailer park. I did live in a trailer growing up, and I was so afraid that it was going to catch fire and be gone in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Scary.
population control at its finest. You know,
Oh,
you got one
man.
trailer that's cooking up meth and whatnot.
Mhm.
That thing
Oh,
goes up, the whole
God.
trailer park's gone. Problem
Absolutely.
solved.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, they really get you though. Like they're like, oh, here's a trailer you can get for like $3,000. Oh yeah, that's in my, I can afford that. But then your lot rent is like $600.
Yeah. And then your water and utilities, you're right back up to spending what
Right.
you would have on a fucking house.
Right.
Yeah, and if the wind blows too hard, you're freezing your ass off in the middle of winter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a job when I was in my youth. I used to go around and install insulation to trailer skirting.
Oh. Wow.
Yep. We cut out the styrofoam squares and liquid nail, and
Oh yeah.
it was awful.
Yeah.
A lot of raccoons. Seen a lot of dead stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of spiders.
Someone didn't change the crawlers for the show tonight. Becky's like, they're wrong.
Oops.
Thank you for checking that.
I blame Nate. Here.
We didn't do it, but we'll get it changed. Maybe. We'll get it changed.
No.
over.
No.
But that was my week. How was your week, Heather?
My week was pretty good. We just been busy working. Our hours have gone up again, which is good because we're getting busy. I worked the floor last weekend.
Cue the music, Tony.
It was really good though. No, not that floor. No,
You call it a catwalk. It's
No.
not a floor.
Not that floor. Out penning ornaments, you perv. Gosh.
She got stuck on the pole again.
Why is it that every ornament she does has tassels on the tip of
Oh
it?
my god.
No, it's glitter, man. It's everywhere. It's like craft
Oh my
herpes.
It wasn't that bad though, except for when I got out to the floor, I had on my old t-shirt from the last year that's like really super big.
Okay.
And I get there, and one of the ladies comes up, like the manager for the floor, and she's like, "Do you have a white shirt? Or do you have a smock that you can wear?" And I'm like looking at my shirt, it's like 50 sizes too big, and I'm like, oh, "Damn it, I just wanted to be comfortable today." And I had my red hat on too,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Well, our manager's out on the floor today, so." So I'm like, yeah, I'll go ahead. And then, like, not even 2 seconds later, another one comes up to me and she's like, "Do we have to wear the hat?" And I'm like, "I have a bald spot." "Yes, we do." So I ended up going back to the back, and they have like hairspray and stuff in the bathroom, and so I hurried up and like did the comb over to get rid of the bald spot, and then hurried up and changed. And somebody had given me a white shirt, like left
Right.
it on it wasn't from one of the managers. I was like, "Oh, okay." So I hurried up and changed, went back out there, and I was like, "Anybody else got anything? Anybody? Because you're supposed to wear black shoes too, but I had on my Toy Story Vans.
Why didn't you just
can't
give him
see
the?
under there?
Why didn't you just give him like the old adage for Heather lately is?
Don't you like work in the back, like
I
where the
do.
elves work? And
Right. Back in the North
she works the
building.
VIP
North
room.
Pole. No, I do not. Yeah, no, I do work in the back normally, but this time of year they hire us to be out on the floor for like 2 times. What are you doing?
I was trying to change the crawlers, but Nate keeps changing
Oh,
the seats.
He's doing his job, man. So, but no, it's been a good week. Yeah, it's been a really good week.
Right click. Shut on the crawler. Right click on the crawler. Or that works too.
Yeah, we're getting everything on the fly because
Right.
you know. So I got a couple things in chat. We've got, let's see. Bobby White says, "Hey Kenna." Candy says Tony's favorite word is insanity. Yes, it is. Becky said, "Should we make a drinking game, Candy?" And she said, "We should. We will be drunk fast."
That's right.
And oh, that's okay. Becky's like, "I sent it private. It's not embarrassing." No, it's all right. And then Steve says, "Hi, everyone. And this is Shelby. I'm using my dad's account." Okay. Hey, Roxanne. Roxanne's joining us, too.
Yo.
So, hey, everybody. Glad that you're joining us tonight. We are switching up the crawlers, you know. But, yeah, anyhow, been a good week. Been busy. Today was a little bit rough. Giving a rest in peace out to Adam's aunt. She passed away, and they did she was a veteran, too. So
21 gun salute.
Oh, that was a heart wrencher. Oh, I was good. Like, I've only met her a couple times. She's a really, really nice lady. But I ended up, when they folded up the flag and handed it over to her daughter, I was like,
Yep.
done. So
That will make you cry.
Yeah, it was pretty.
That
It was
shit's
pretty
intense,
rough.
man.
So I did do
yeah.
a funeral
Yeah.
because I got my minister's license.
Yeah, that's right. You do.
And I had a good friend, mother, be like, and I was like, okay, so I got to do a funeral. I did a funeral and I knocked it out of the park.
Right.
They absolutely love me. I'm walking, I did the whole thing. We go to the cemetery and we're in a little mausoleum, do the little service there, commitment, come out. I stand by the door and I'm greeting everybody on the way out,
Right.
cordial and formal. This little old lady stops. She goes, "I don't plan on dying anytime soon, but when I do, I would like you to come do my funeral when you come to Fenton." I'm like, this is a thing? I'm being booked for a funeral?
Yeah. What?
I'm going to need a date.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have. I gotta pencil you in. Like, what
I gotta
day do
pencil
you
you in.
intend on passing away? Because I need to clear my
I'm
schedule.
busy. People are
Yeah.
dying to get at me.
But I'm dig.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, they're so like with being a different kind of ordained minister. Like the regular ones, it's just so depressed. I mean, yes, it's a funeral. I get it, but I'm sitting there today going, "Can we just like talk about celebrating who she was instead of this sad shit?"
Let's not try to focus on celebrate on their life. Do people have a hard time with death? A lot of people have hard time with depression.
Yeah.
And if you have a hard time with depression and then somebody near you dies,
Yeah.
you're going to hold on to that shit.
Right.
And you hold on and it's like, I will never have a good October 15th ever again because Aunt Lucille died. Every year on October 15th or whatever, they're going to have, "Oh, this is the day, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah."
Yeah. That's hard. That's really hard.
Gotta celebrate that life. I don't
Right.
want nobody mourning my ass. Celebrate my life.
When my uncle had passed
We'll
away.
smoke your ashes, brother.
Oh, jeez.
Be careful.
When my uncle had passed away, we ended up like all meeting up at the bar, and they had buckets of beer that they had brought over to us to celebrate, and there was karaoke. We all just were drinking and having fun and singing and everything. And honestly, that was the best thing because I really ended up healing a lot easier from
Sure.
that. It was, and I remember that. I'm like, man, that was a great time. We celebrated his life. We weren't all crying. We just,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I listened to the whole thing today, and it was cool because the family talked and told stories about her and everything, which was nice to hear about that, and it was a lot of really good good memories and stuff. So I was like, yeah, that part's cool. But then when the preacher started getting into it again, it was just like, man, this is so freaking
Heaven and
depressing.
hell and burn your soul
Oh,
and eternal fire.
It wasn't necessarily that, but
Say it, the shepherd.
the way that he talked and just it was like, man, ugh.
I hate Catholic stuff.
But anyway, it was. Other than that, it was a good week. What about?
Sorry.
What about your week?
Involuntary dick.
What's that? And you will know my name is the Lord when I bring my vengeance down on thee.
Man, you got any more of them little altar boys laying around here, man?
No. So cringy. Jeremy Becky's joining. He's gonna say, "Hey."
Oh, the perfect timing. Shit, yeah. So yeah, my week. I've actually had a fairly slow week.
What?
Well, here's the thing. I say, okay, so we celebrated Jeremy's birthday party down at the
Yeah,
man
happy
cave.
birthday, Jeremy.
It was fucking awesome. We obviously live music with 3OF. And it was just one big celebration. We all dressed up in costumes. It was awesome. We played a lot of great tunes. Someone forgot my guitar. I'm not going to point any fingers
Okay, I didn't forget the guitar,
at
but I grabbed
that
it wrong.
person at all. But it was great. Went out for the show. James let me use his guitar, so I beat the hell
Nice.
out of it and probably got a domestic violence out of playing the guitar. But that's okay.
He didn't
And,
forget it. He grabbed the wrong one.
Well, either way, I can't play, music with a bass.
Either way, cut him some slack.
I'm messing with
He
him.
can't
He,
be
kn-
perfect.
he knows
Anyhow.
I'm fucking with him.
Right.
So, but anyways, yeah. No, it was great. Got to celebrate my brother's birthday, and a bunch of people showed up. We did a little drinking, a little dancing. It was
Awesome.
awesome.
Always fun.
And then I did pre-production last night with Mitch.
Nice.
Oh God, he's so fucking funny.
He's got such funny things that he talks about, and I know the next one's got some more roasting.
Oh,
not
God.
being on this show.
I don't think you understand how funny that was. Because here's the thing. He went on and he was nervous. He's like, fuck, I don't have anything to talk and close the gaps for the stuff because we got
Right.
some pre-recorded stuff, but I don't have anything to talk about. And then lo and behold, your absence provided a whole hour of
Oh my
interesting
God.
entertainment.
He messaged me to say he was sorry. Can you adjust me a little bit?
Yeah, what you got?
He messaged me to tell me that he was sorry for roasting me on the show, and I'm like, seriously though, you mentioned me so much. It's thank you.
Yeah, as long as he
thank
spells your
you.
name right.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, no, it was no big deal.
But yeah, it was great. So we had so much fun doing pre-production and stuff, and went to Slow Bones this week.
Oh, good stuff.
Love Slow Bones, and I stopped off at one of hold on, let me find it here. There it is. One of my favorite places. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not because it's see-through.
St. Julian's.
St. Julian's Winery.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's cool because you pay $8, you get this glass, and then you get to try 6 different wines or whiskeys
For $8?
For $8, yeah. They literally fill a glass like halfway up. You get to sample it and kind of, make your choice based off what you want. So if you want something there and they have it available, you can purchase what you sampled if you like it. So we tried like 6 different wines and stuff like that, and it was incredible. But they have rum, spiced rum. They have vodka. They have it's incredible shit. Man.
I would like a Diet Coke, please.
But yeah, I mean, it was great, and you can become a member of the wine club at St. Julian's Winery for free. You only have to buy a case of wine one time a year.
Oh,
And
really?
it's amazing. And I was asking, of course, do they have any Markham or something comparable to Markham? And of course they do, but it's private stock.
Meaning?
Well, Markham on the average is anywhere from like $39 to $42 a bottle. And that stuff they have in the back, and you can only get it if you're a member, and they only do a limited release because it's like by the barrel, and that's it. Once that barrel's gone, they don't have any more.
Wow.
Well, you figured if it was such a great seller, they'd just have it all the time.
Well, yeah, but
You would think so, yeah.
You would think.
But, it can't always be perfect.
so yeah, if you guys like wine or spirits or any form of alcohol, go to St. Julian's Winery. It's in Frankenmuth. It's incredible. You can sample the delicacies and the decadence of wines and alcohol and spirits. So,
Are you
And
a
they-
wine snob? Are you only just Markham, or do you like other
I'm a
stuff?
Cabernet guy.
Okay.
Whether it's a Cab Franc or a Cab Sauvignon,
Yuck.
however you pronounce that.
Yuck. That's how you pronounce that.
It's like I hold my pinky up when I jerk off.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Of course I'm a wine snob.
That's right.
Yeah.
But no, it's really good, and when you experience the different tastes that life have in that department, it's amazing because here's the thing, it's a snapshot of what happened in the transition of whatever they brewed or
Right.
bottled or barreled that form of alcohol, and it's all from fermentation. And it's amazing because wine is made so different from spirits like whiskeys, bourbons, and stuff like that. Beer's made completely different, but it's all loosely in the same fermentation process.
Right. Doesn't
So-
Sasha make her own beer?
Yeah, she does, and it's actually fairly good stuff. But if you guys get a chance, get over there and check it out. It's amazing. Smokehouse or Slow Bones. Not
Slow
Smokehouse.
Bones.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Detroit. But Slow Bones is amazing.
Did you get the Sidewinder fries?
No.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
I got the
They
sweet
taste
potato
like-
fries.
No, but the Sidewinder ones taste like garlic bread to me.
Really?
Yeah, and they're fries.
I got
Oh,
the
fucking good.
chicken Caesar wrap with
Who
their.
gets that at a
No,
barbecue?
no, 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 no,
place?
no. Hold on.
Okay, all right.
I got the chicken Caesar wrap
confused.
with the house barbecue and their white sauce,
Okay.
which was they didn't have any tartar sauce, so I was like, fuck it, whatever.
You're kicked out of barbecue
I
joints.
don't. No. Don't kink shame
That
me.
is the whitest barbecue I've ever
Yeah.
had in my life.
Thank you.
No, then I got the sweet potato fries
Mhm.
and the house barbecue sauce they had there, and I just slathered it.
They
in the
do
French
have
fries.
really good barbecue sauce. There.
Oh
But
my
seriously
god,
though,
it was amazing.
like if you're not getting brisket or something like that at a barbecue place, you're fired.
No, see, that's the
This
thing. Is,
ranch is spicy. Do you have any mayo?
I've been to Slow Bones so many times, and their
Mhm.
steaks are amazing. Their barbecue stuff is, I mean, like I had the pulled pork sandwich the last time I went there.
Did you though?
Oh my
I don't know
god,
if
it
I
was
believe
amazing.
that.
You know what? Piss off.
Oh, perfect.
Boop, mute your
perfect.
mic.
And you're
Perfect timing.
muted.
There's some stuff happening in chat. Shelby says, "Hi, Tony." He's actually on his account. How are you doing? Tell Nate hi. Becky says, "Not sure if I should be laughing or crying right now." Kenna says, "Nate forgot me." Just like the guitar. Just saying. Jeremy says, "Thank you guys."
Oh, wait a minute. I'm not supposed to call him out when he forgets a guitar, but when he forgets a person, then you can call him out? Okay.
It's not me. And then Becky says, "Hey, he packed the bass."
Well,
Shelby says, "I don't like the cold winter feeling."
what's the matter? You were in the pool for longer than 5 minutes?
Sarah Campbell's joining. She says, "Hi, Tony."
Hi, what's up?
Bobby says, "Kenna, we don't forget about you. It's all good."
Don't you?
And Kenna says he was supposed to pick me
forget
up for the
about me.
podcast, which Bobby said he was sorry, so he's taking it for you, man.
Yeah.
And Jeff says, "Love the Punisher T-shirt, Tony."
Oh, hey, thanks, man. This is actually what I wore. This is part of my costume down at the
Nice.
birthday party.
Nice. And Bobby says, "Welcome to Michigan, Shelby." So basically, get that pearl out of your badge is
Yeah,
what he's
that's
telling
right.
you, because it's Michigan.
Pop it out, make a pearl, bitch.
That sand you got up there. Anyway,
Remove the pearl from your vajayjay.
yeah. So did you guys do anything for how? I know we were here for the podcast. Did you guys do anything?
Yeah.
No.
No, I was.
I
It
tried-
worked me. I had to dress up.
Assholes.
It was a super cold, lame day.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
hit
it
with
was
like
horrible.
5 deliveries
Oh.
on Thursday, so I have to stand outside with the Miller guy, stand outside with the Bud guy, stand outside with Fago, Frito, blah blah blah,
Ew.
all fucking day.
That's
My
shitty.
shit was frozen. My earlobes were froze. I was outside for like 5 hours,
It was
and
a
then
horrible night.
I had to spend the whole time in a fucking cooler,
After
arranging
that.
everything, putting everything away. I got
Gross.
out. I got home. I looked at the clock. I debated suicide, and I was like, "No, that's not cool because people really do that. So I shouldn't joke about it." And then I took a nap.
Yeah.
And then
That's a much better solution.
yeah,
Yeah.
I felt better.
I
when
mean,
woke
you
up.
know.
But no, it was fucking freezing.
That cold
Yeah.
messes with you, man.
God, I was not ready for this shit.
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
when I had my other Malibu, my first car that I had, and I decided to get 2 Malibus, but they fall apart anyway. My heat
Yep.
went out in that car.
Yep.
Mm.
It was so cold. I had to drive from Cairo to Cass City, and like with no heat and below
Yeah.
temperatures.
Oh, yeah.
And that was when I was married. And I know that he meant well at the time. When I walked in, he's like, I got the tub ready. And he first thing he does is he hands me a cup of hot cocoa. And my hands were like so frozen, and I didn't know better. So I grab it, and I was like, why would you do that to me? Because it hurt so bad. It was so bad. But yeah, you think I ever got that fixed?
No.
Yeah, I almost died like that.
Yeah, it's horrible.
No.
I drove a
Horrible.
truck, a semi, to Iowa City. Drove it home. About an hour into my trip, my heater went,
Oh my
Duh.
God.
and it was negative 35.
Mm-mm.
It was one of them cold spells we had.
Oh yeah.
So, I was driving oversized load, this big chainsaw looking thing that cuts skyscrapers down. That's what
Really?
its job is. It's the coolest thing ever. Extended up and it like latches onto a building and literally chops beams. It cuts
No
it down
shit.
just like a tree, but it's huge.
Wow.
It's like way bigger than a semi. And I had to drive it home, and I can only drive 50 miles per hour. And the fucking scumbags that I was with is like, hey, well, we'll see you later, dude. We're not going 55. And they took off on me
Wow.
around Chicago. So I got into Michigan, and the pop that I brought from the gas station on the way out was frozen.
Holy
God.
shit.
In my cab, I had every single fucking article of clothing on. I was wrapped up with everything in my shit. I had to stop over to rest areas. Every couple rest areas, I'd stop and I'd get the fucking hand dryer
Oh, yeah.
under
Oh,
the
yeah.
shirt
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
And
That's horrible.
yeah, it was. I almost froze to death.
That's shitty,
It was
man.
really bad.
I would have
Wow.
parked it and been like, "It's all yours."
I was going to call for a ride when I got to Lansing, this one rest area that I got to. I was so cold. My back hurt.
yeah.
I was getting a backache.
Oh,
Imagine.
damn.
Fucking shuddering.
Wow.
So I was gonna call for a ride and ditch that fucking semi and tell them to fuck themselves when the key was under the rim or something.
Yeah,
right.
Come get your shit, homie.
Dude, I
P.S. It
would've.
ain't got heat.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
P.S. Go fuck yourself.
right.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
horrible.
Yep.
No.
That was
Frickin'
not
way.
fun.
Mm-mm.
But I did the bathtub thing. My son Austin had the. I'm like, dude, I'm almost home. I'm gonna fucking die. Run a fucking bathtub.
Oh.
Yo.
I hit that front door, man. It was sock, shoe, fucking shit flying, jump, splooge, cannonball
Right.
into that fucking bathtub, and
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like, hurt.
Just like
It
pins and
hurts
needles, man.
bad.
It hurts. Yeah, it's pins and needles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
it
went.
felt
On-
good.
Yeah.
It did after a
I,
couple minutes.
I did that when I was helping out at the carriage company. I stopped in to pick him up, so I was like, man, I really want to get home and get out of here. I worked all my day and then
Yeah.
waited for him. So I'm helping him, but I didn't have the proper stuff. And, one of the things is washing the harnesses and whatnot at night. And I'm not thinking of it, I'm just trying to help to get out of there. I am not a winter person. I didn't even own boots until Adam came into my life, So I'm out there and I'm trying not to get the water on me. Well, one of the things fell into the bucket, so I grabbed it. Gosh dang it, my hands just freaking iced up right away.
Oh yeah.
And on the way home, I'm like crying because it hurt so fucking bad. He's like, I'm sorry, I would have told you not to do it, because he was doing his job inside, and I
Yeah.
had somebody else walking me around telling,
Uh-huh.
oh, I learned my lesson. I'm just like, I'm not made for this.
See-
not an outdoor person.
I'm an insane person because when I went to go visit my uncle in Alaska, I went polar bear diving, which was
Oh.
really
Mhm.
fucking stupid.
No,
Yeah.
no polar dipping for me.
See, that's the thing. I was 14. I didn't know what polar bear diving was at that point in time because I was not a world traveler.
Loser.
And they cut a hole in the little ice right there, and I was like, "So what's going on?" You jump in the hole, and you get out, you get a T-shirt, and I'm like, "Cool, I really want a T-shirt." That was the fucking dumbest thing I ever did.
Near death experience.
Yeah.
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 Although it was really
No.
fucked up because I don't know if it was really cold or the fact that, because here's the thing, where it was at is it was this like free floating river thing that you jumped in and you were underneath the ice for like 2 seconds and then it shot you out in the bay. Okay. And then they like hurry up and grabbed you out of the bay and threw you in the boat and then you went around and so on and so forth.
No.
Took you right to the hospital.
Well, that's the funny part about it is they had blankets and hot cocoa and all kinds of other shit getting you in the boat and warming you up.
Again, still not worth it.
Right. Well, here's the fucking crazy part about it. So they got me in this little fucking rowboat and they go around the other side of where the
Yeah.
so we're coming out and where this dock was at, which was fucking insane. There was a big ass fucking whale underneath the boat. The boat's like a little 15-foot rowboat, right? Nothing too
Right.
major. So in the front of the boat, I see this big ass fucking tail come out of the water. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Put me back on the fucking ground, man. But no, it was insane. I mean, you don't appreciate or realize how
Where
big
is this at?
this was in Seward, Alaska. It was like right on the bay of
Cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cold as fuck. It's like we got the Japanese wind current. It gets up to 45 degrees in the wintertime, and I'm like,
No.
no, that's fucking cold.
It might be a little warm with Fukujitsu this year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we were talking about doing the cruise and like going to Alaska. There's like a cruise next like June or whatever.
Yeah.
And we've never done like a cruise or anything, and I was like, yeah, that would be kind of cool. And he's like, yeah. I said, is it warm at that time of year? He's like, it's Alaska. It's never warm. What are you
It's warm,
talking
it's
about?
warm in Alaska.
I'm like, is it like Iceland and Greenland, or where it's ice in Greenland, and I'm just.
I think it's like 75.
I've never really. I've gone to Florida. Like, I've not really gone very many places. Like, I've been to Florida, not impressed. We've talked about that one.
Right.
But like,
I will never go to Florida.
Have you ever been to Florida?
I will never go to Florida.
Why?
Because by the time, like, we were traveling on the East Coast, and people were telling me how sucky it is to drive in Atlanta, I only went as far as like South Carolina. I'm like, fuck all that.
Atlanta is the worst place in the United States to drive.
It is.
Yeah.
It's so long to drive.
I mean, I've been
through
to
that
West
state.
Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm cool with all of that. Anything south there, no offense to the people, but fuck that. I'm not going.
There's a lot. Once you get there, it's amazing. I love
And
Florida.
I mean-
I've been there like 25 times.
Like, where did you guys go to? Because I went to
All over.
Orlando, and
That's
it's
the last place you
so
wanna go.
busy.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
went to the last place in Florida that you should go.
Disneyland.
So that's probably why I hate it
You
so
hate
much.
it there. It's all tourist. It's completely
Yeah.
different. You got to
Yeah.
go off the beaten path. I mean, there's great, like, if you want, like, the beach, cabana life, blah, 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 St. Pete's, Fort Lauderdale. You
Yeah.
can
Keys.
hit those places. Keys are nothing at all like Florida.
Really?
It's completely different. It's
Hmm.
like a washed up desert island.
No shit.
It's
Wow.
not even nice.
Wow.
So
No.
don't go there.
Oh, yes, go there.
Oh.
That's the best part of Florida.
Because there's nobody there.
Because there's nobody there. And the
Ah.
gig is it's so laid back that the people don't even wear fucking shoes.
Yeah.
You go into a bar and a restaurant, they got no walls and they got no ceilings. Everybody's smoking cigarettes. They bring their fucking dogs. Everybody's got shoes on.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's kicked back. They're on their own time. They're on their own clock.
Right.
They're just the most laid back people. The locals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the tourists that are assholes.
That sucks.
Of
You gotta
course.
watch out for them guys. But the locals are the coolest people. It's just like a community. If you're born on the Keys, they call you a conch.
Mm.
And if you're not,
Right.
you're a fucking asshole tourist.
Just like
Pretty
anywhere
much.
else. Yeah,
Right. They
right.
hate you. But the community is really cool, and it's different than any part of Florida.
Hmm.
It's really tropical. It's overgrown.
Yeah.
It's mangroves galore, alligators and shit. It's real like not settled very well.
Yeah.
It is, but it's not. They just leave it alone, kind of.
Yeah.
It's a really cool place. Lots of it's like a coral reef. The whole thing is like some kind of coral. So everything, like when they do their waterways, they chip them out and stuff like that, and they sell all the coral. They ship it over to like India and Pakistan and
Yeah.
stuff like that. They use them in like palaces and shit.
No
But
shit.
like when you float around on a boat and you go in between the channels and between a little city and stuff like that, you can look at the rock. And it is so cool looking because you can see like each layer going all the way down
Wow.
the coral. It's different colors. It's amazingly
That's cool.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
cool.
So
Do
the
you
Keys is fun.
Do you guys like have a travel agent, or do you guys just plan your
I
own?
do all my own
Do it
shit.
all?
Always have.
It's the best way to do it.
But now I went to a place called Dunedin. I was turned on to that. Roxanne's been there. Give a shout out, Roxy. Get
Yeah.
it from the same person, the same house. But it was super awesome. Way laid back, not touristy.
Yeah.
I know that's where the people live and shit. The neighborhoods.
That's cool.
Don't go to Orlando.
Yep. Yeah, it was horrible.
And if you do go to Orlando, don't go
Horrible.
to fucking Disneyland. Go to Universal.
Universal
You
was
gotta be smart
great.
with your money. It's a complete waste of time to go to Disney.
It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun at Universal.
Universal's the best.
I really like that and love to go back to at least that. But Orlando,
How long
no.
ago were you there?
Oh God, I was 18. So
Oh shit, you got to go to
yeah.
Universal now. They got this Transformers ride.
Oh.
You're in Bumblebee.
What?
You're in Bumblebee, and you
Need
know
to
how they
go.
do their rides. It's
Yeah.
3D, right. So it's not really a
Yes.
roller coaster. It's all hydraulics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they flip you around, and you're in a car. You're in Bumblebee. You're in the Camaro ball, and you're zipping through the thing, and here comes this big shit coming at you, and you transform, and they shoot you way up in the air like 40 feet, like you're inside the car.
What?
And then he's rocking as a fucking transformer. He's shooting shit. Shit's blowing up
I would
next
love
to you.
that.
Getting fucking heat on your face and shit.
Yeah.
And then fucking take off. You're in a car, get in your fucking seat, flying around. It's like a minute and a half later, you're like, what in the fuck just happened? Your hair is all messed up. It's like the
Yeah.
fucking coolest.
Legitly, they do that. All the
Yeah.
hydraulics and
That's cool.
everything.
It's 100 times
really fun.
Yeah, it's 100 times better than any
Yeah.
ride they have there, and I love every ride
The
there.
last time I
Yeah.
was there, King Kong was there, and I don't think they have that anymore.
King Kong,
Back to the Future,
Still got that.
Jaws.
Nope. Gone.
Yeah, those were the one. That's when I went.
E.T. They
Yeah.
had E.T.
E.T.,
the
I went on there.
Terminator, the
E.T. was
Simpsons.
fun.
Is it-
I didn't go on that. I didn't
That
go
was
on
the
that.
second best one.
Yeah.
Is it Disney World that's got the new Star Wars one, or is that Universal?
Yeah.
That is Disneyland in
Yeah.
California.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw they had a bunch of shit on Facebook that they just dropped that, and now everybody's like going to the Millennium Falcon and all this other cool
Well, see,
stuff.
what they're going to do is they're going to charge you to get in the park.
Right.
It's going to be like $98 or $120 or
Yeah, it's
something like
fucking
that.
stupid.
And then it's going to be really lame until the end of the night. And then they're going to start herding you out. And if you want to stay for the cool shit, they'll take you over to that line where it's going to be like another $60 a person. And the other line goes right out the fucking door.
Right.
Because that's what they did to us with her when we were at Disney. We didn't see one character all day long. It was the most boring experience ever. And it started getting dark. And then here comes all of the employees. And they had the flashlights with the little plastic wand things on them.
Yeah.
And they're all tip to tip coming through the park, herding everybody out. And that's where the ticket booth was. And when you're coming down to Midway, you look up and there's people doing the Princess and Pirate Party.
Yeah.
Shooting cannons, doing acrobats, building the building, riding unicycles across fucking wires and shit. And it just turned into the coolest place in the world as you're being marched to fuck out.
To pay more money.
And if you want to stay, you got to pay another $65 a person.
Oh.
Well, I already paid $110 a person times 5.
Wow.
Now they want another 65 times 5.
Yeah.
So I had the multiplier fucking going against me.
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
Lainey, you can stay. She was like, 5. Here's your $65.
Yeah.
But no, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sasha's joining us. She says, hello, strangers. Hey, Sasha. She just recently had a birthday. Happy birthday to you, Sasha.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been kind of a busy month with birthdays. Becky was on the 1st, and then Jeremy was on the 4th, and then Sasha, and
See, I was
Christina
conceived
Mitchell.
I was conceived in November, so
Yeah.
I can understand why. That's the thing is y'all paved the way for me because my birthday's in July.
I didn't even figure that shit out. I don't
The
care.
day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Wow. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, what's happening over
So,
there?
I
He's
have
over
an
there on Grinder. He's like, I gotta go, guys.
Swipe. Swipe.
Somebody got me.
He swiped down.
Busted.
We found somebody DTF.
So I have an announcement to make.
Yeah.
I'm almost out of my bag of tobacco because I am quitting smoking.
Are you really?
Yep.
How's it? I
I'm done.
support- I support you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's the thing is, I mean, it's time, you know.
I support-
It's-
well, you said that too. You
Yeah.
said when it was time, you were going to do it, and that
Exactly.
was really up to you.
That's right.
You know, I never like went against you for smoking because I used to smoke too, like 14 years ago. Well, we'll be 14 next month.
Yeah.
And I know you don't rag on somebody that smokes.
Well,
That's totally up to them.
Hey, here's the thing, and I look at it logically because it's one of those things that I'm eating better, taking better care of my health. I'm exercising. I'm doing all these things, and what I can look great, but I'm still going to end up in a wheelchair and on oxygen by the time I'm 50 because
Yeah.
I've smoked since I was 9. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. You know, you got a drop dead, knockout, gorgeous, smoking hot body, but you can't breathe for fuck. You know.
Right.
And I mean, I was like, well, I should probably do something about that. So on the way back, actually from the party down at the man cave,
Yeah.
I was like, nope, I'm done. I made up my
You
mind.
made that decision.
Yep. When
And it
I'm
really is up to that.
I'm
you know?
done with that bag of tobacco, which there's about that much left.
Yeah.
See, me doing the smoking thing is kind of like nursing home deterrent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in a nursing home, so I just smoke.
Right.
There you go.
I won't have to worry about it.
Oh no. See, I got that all figured out. My kids already know I'm fucking insane. So when I'm out, like when I'm 70 or something, buck ass naked, vacuuming the lawn, they're like, "Oh, that's Dad. He's fine."
His dad, he's doing his thing. You know. When I quit smoking, the big thing that I did is I never bought another pack because once you buy that pack, you're gonna just start doing
Yup.
it again. So And I didn't really like asking people for a cigarette or bumming people, bumming smoke stuff people. But that was my thing. If I really needed a cigarette, I felt like I was gonna kill somebody. I was just like, okay, I will ask them. But I didn't. I ended up just being able to stop.
Well,
So.
and that's the thing is, this isn't me quitting smoking and becoming like a non-smoker Nazi of going, I did that since I was 9 years old. It's killing you.
Right. You don't do that.
It's a personal choice.
Right.
If you want to smoke, smoke away.
Right.
If you don't want to smoke, don't smoke. If you're trying to quit, hey, more power to you. It's one of the toughest things you'll ever do.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, it's time. I mean, and I've walked away from numerous substances that were far worse for my health and I quit them cold turkey. And, coming from a very addictive personality, trying to find something that, is in replacement that is a healthy habit as opposed to.
What did you decide? What have you decided to?
Well, I mean, Nate and I talked about masturbation, so that was kind of awkward. I was like, no, dude, that's not,
Gross.
I already do that. So
I'm not
that doesn't-
smoking that.
Right. See, exactly.
No.
That's exactly what I said.
I do disagree.
You don't smoke that pole.
But no, what I decided was to increase the exercise routine. Every time I want a cigarette, I go do, push-ups or sit-ups or something like that.
So you punish yourself.
Yeah.
This is negative reinforcement.
Well, honestly, what I've been doing along with that, I've been picking up my guitar. I've got 12 terabytes of shit to organize.
Yeah.
So instead of, I'm trying to reinforce and encourage a healthy habit.
One of the
So-
harder things that I thought was because I always smoked when I was driving.
Right.
It was just that was my thing when I was driving. So getting in the car and not having that cigarette was kind of difficult in the beginning.
Right.
But you know how you have like the the hand in the mouth thing, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I would get like baby carrots and just be like,
What's
I
up,
don't. I
Doc?
mean, it helped though,
What-
and it was better than like candy. People will be like, oh, just get candy.
I've had kind of mixed reviews when I tell people that I'm quitting smoking.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
yeah.
it's hilarious. They're like, oh, you're going to gain a ton of weight. It's like, no, I've been conditioning my body for almost a year now
Yeah.
of if I'm not hungry, I'm not eating. If I'm
Yeah.
hungry, I'm eating smaller portions than I normally would.
But they're not wrong. That usually does happen when people quit smoking. I
Right.
mean, they usually gain at least 10 to 20 pounds. So a lot of people will not quit smoking because of that.
All the more reason to beat my body into submission.
Right.
You will not get fat.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like I said, it's time. It's one of those things, and like you said, you said when it's time, it's time. And
Yeah.
I
I didn't make that decision like you did. I ended up going into the emergency room not being able to breathe very well, and I was like, nope, we're done. Plus, I'd always get bronchitis. Like every winter, I'd get bronchitis. I'm like, I'm done doing this.
But and then there's the other side of the coin where people are like, "Hey, good on you." It's one of the. I mean, our resident comedian Mitch Gill
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, if you ever want a cigarette after this, call me. We'll go for a walk." I'm like, Mitch, it's cold as fuck outside.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do pre-production?
Right.
So yeah, but that was my big announcement because
Cool.
I mean seriously, you got to take care of your health so your health will take care of you.
Yeah.
And I'm not being an anti-smoker and preaching against that shit and all
Right.
this other stuff and getting on the soapbox, but I'm just telling you all what I do for me and
That's
for
your
my health.
That's
And
for your decision.
right,
your
and it works
decision.
for me. If it may work for you, I don't know. That's not up to me to make that decision.
Yeah.
But when you make a decision, stick to it. It's not about the willpower. It's finding something to substitute a poor behavior or poor habit or unhealthy habit with a healthy habit or better behavior. And that's just what it's about. So
Or you
Sasha-
can replace it with another bad habit, which is a lot easier, kid.
that works too. I mean, yeah, instead of jerking off 6 times a day, yeah, bump those numbers up 10 to 20. I mean, we're okay with that.
File it down like a pencil.
That's right.
I have no mushroom.
Oh man. Sorry, I had another message. Sasha had said wax on, wax off, and then she
That's
said,
right.
I used to be a social smoker and it was only while drinking. Glad to see the stopping of smoking, Tony.
Thank you. I'm not done yet. I'm not trying to put false advertisement out there, but when that bag of tobacco is done, because I've got about that much left, that's it. That's the cutoff that I gave myself. So I'm taking my time. I'm enjoying the smoke while I can, and then I'm done.
I quit biting my nails.
That's
Hey.
a hard thing to quit too.
You know what? The one day I said to myself, I said, I'm going to start with 2 nails.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bite them anymore.
Yeah.
Did it for 2 days, and I never bit another fucking nail again.
Wow, really?
I never put my fingers in my mouth one time. I don't have the urge. I find it repulsive. It's annoying.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why.
See, and that's kind of where I'm getting
Like
to.
instantly. Like I haven't bit them in a month.
That's
Wow.
kind of where I'm at with the smoking, because I woke up the other morning and I was like, oh, God, this tastes like shit. Why am I doing this? And it's weird because since I've slowed down, I started, not to get disgusting, but whatever, I've started hacking up weird shit.
Oh, yeah, you
I'm just
will.
like, what the fuck is that?
We
That
call
was in me?
We call that lung butter.
You're
Yep.
right.
Yep.
But no, that's really cool, man. Wow.
It's just weird.
See,
It's weird.
dreams can come true.
Dreams
Yeah.
can come true. Million dreams.
Right.
Don't forget
Speaking
about
of that, we do have that Dustin's project to give him a shout out real quick.
Yeah, the unknown artist. They got a new podcast that came out with him and his dad. And what is it? What's the name of the podcast?
From both sides. It's
From both
really cool.
sides.
I actually talked to Uncle Paul today
Yeah.
because he was asking my opinion on studio monitors for your headphones.
Oh, yeah.
And the first thing I said to him, like, hey, congrats on the new podcast. You guys have some great on-screen chemistry with the volley of
I
conversation.
thought it was
back and
great.
forth.
I watched it while I was at work. It was a lot of fun.
It's so funny, the banter back and forth, because
Yeah.
I'm like, I love my family. They're awesome.
They're a lot of fun. I mean, like just really good-hearted people too. So it was pretty interesting watching the back and forth between them and them talking about the differences
And they have
in
great
them.
subjects too. It's
Yeah.
not like, is this over yet?
Right.
Boring as hell. It's good, engaging stuff. And
Right.
they encourage, like we do with the chat stuff, so that way we can go through and get banter with not only our listeners, but
Yeah.
it's great stuff.
Yeah, I had talked about like you and I how the podcast went between us with it kind of being from what you do on yours with Jeremy
Yeah.
and then Survivor Girl, and I said something to Adam about that, and he's like, if you guys did your own like spin-off or whatever with just you guys, he's like, how would Chris feel about that? And I said, it's not about, no, I said, it's a completely different, it would be a different podcast, not the same, but we'd still be doing Don't Make This Weird, kind of like I did with Survivor Girl,
Between two ferns.
Between two friends. Oh my God, good
Zach
stuff.
Galifianakis.
That's good stuff. That's
good
funny.
stuff.
Jeff said trade smoking for gambling. Watch it.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
I
Making
mean,
that money.
yeah. I mean, I'll actually have more money now that I won't be blowing it on smokes.
Yeah, once you figure out how much money you actually save, it's quite crazy. I saved a lot because I was up to about 2 packs before I quit.
Oh, no. See, here's
And
the thing.
Marlboro, like I was buying Marlboros.
I could probably buy about 14 houses and a couple of like Dugatis and whatnot with the amount of money that I've spent on smokes. Mind you, when I started smoking,
Bukkake, what?
yeah,
You don't pay for
Different
that.
kind of
Bro.
It's like, I'm here for my interview.
it's pixelated bukkake. But no, I started smoking when I was 9, and Marlboro Red cigarettes were $1.02
Yeah.
out the door.
Yeah. Oh man, that makes me think of because I was 9 years old and I have like a bad Chris O'Neill story, kind of. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Me and my one friend.
Look at his face light up.
Me and my one friend who lived across from me. We lived up in Atlanta, that little town up there that's all bars and grocery stores.
Oh, dear.
And Deer and Elk capital. Apparently, I was a bad influence to her, and vice versa. So we would get cigarettes. We would take the bottles and stuff from my dad. My dad's not on yet, but I haven't seen. We would take the bottles, turn them in, and then we would go. This is bad. We'd go and get the gentleman who was older, who was also mentally handicapped, to buy us cigarettes. To buy
That's
us
great.
Winston's. Yeah,
Beautiful story.
that's what happened.
You manipulated handicapped people.
Yeah, his name was Elger. That was his name.
That's
And
a
we
city.
would,
Fucking brilliant.
yeah, and we would get him to go. It wasn't my idea though, but I went along with it.
That's
And
okay.
back then, like I wasn't. It was like, I didn't know how to smoke. I
Right.
really didn't know how to smoke. But still, so we would go and
Trying to
get
retard,
change, and then he would go and buy us our cigarettes. And we were 9. But that was also back in the time though when we could get a letter. Yeah, it's not there. We could go and get a letter to just go to the store and get a pack of smokes too, but we didn't do that. We wouldn't just. You gonna fix them?
Yeah, I got
Fix them. Yeah. So. Oh, Sasha says, I'm sure Becky could teach you to crochet to keep your hands busy. And Becky said there's only room for one hooker, Sasha.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. You do that too.
Yeah, our resident Asian is a hooker. Like a Taiwanese hooker, like the $2 kind. You don't really.
Do you want a sucky sucky?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, that's my Mr. O'Neill's neighborhood story.
Neighborhood.
Hidge.
Yes, I have a good one today. I'm looking forward to our segment.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a heads up so I can play the theme.
Yes,
Theme.
I will.
The theme is awesome. I just got a text message from my friend Christy, who I call my sister because I've known her since I was like 13, 12, whatever. She had a deer. She just got a car.
I can't get a fucking deer to save my life, and these people are running them over.
She just got this car too. Like she was so happy. I seen her not too long ago. I'm like, oh, that's cool, man. I'm happy that you got that.
Yeah.
She sends me that picture. She's like, we're okay. Car's totaled.
Oh,
She's like, it's not my year. I said, good thing next month is new, or
yeah,
couple
we're
months.
getting there.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's not been a lot of people's years.
2019's been a lot of growing.
Yeah, I would definitely say
internally
that
for me.
Yeah.
And there's been incredible high moments, and there's been shit shows. So,
Mine's been shrinking.
but I mean, I'm still here. I'm still sucking air.
Yeah.
And when you look at all of the shit that we've accomplished this year,
It's been a lot of stuff that we have.
holy
for sure.
fuck balls,
I'm looking
Batman.
forward to next year too. I mean, there's a lot of things that we've been, kind of discussing as a team and everything, and
We've got a lot of
know.
shit coming down the pipe.
we definitely do.
It's
and
incredible.
We need Chris's expertise on a lot of this.
Oh,
stuff
of course.
too.
Hack the planet, man.
Yeah.
I'm down.
What would I say? Like, I want to work on something that's equivalent to, what's that concert? The big concert?
Woodstock?
No,
No.
Bohemian. Like, they were all. I don't know.
Live Aid?
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Something similar.
Yeah.
Because I'm crazy.
Oh, of
I'm
course.
Crazy. What are we doing?
Let's do like a big concert.
That's right.
Do a concert.
And of course, we've got all kinds of stuff that we're working on. Thrive to Survive Fest. We're still getting the details and all of that stuff together.
Yeah.
That's
Something
gonna be
definitely want to work on.
Fucking insane.
I guess I can kind of talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thrive to Survive. I kind of want to do getting different people on for different awarenesses, different groups, and different things like that, like Cancer Society, veterans. What is it? What's the veterans one?
Wounded Warrior Project.
Maybe we have them there. I
Yeah.
mean, just different stuff. And have it like a vendor kind of situation with them, so that you can come to this concert and get information. Suicide hotline, whatever it is that you're going through. Mental health, anything to be able to be like, okay, because it's one thing to search it online, but to actually be at some place where you can talk to somebody one-on-one and get the information or whatever. I just kind of feel like I want to do something that will help with that.
Yeah.
Plus have live music, vendors, food trucks, everything. So that's kind of what we want to work on with Survivor Girl. Survive to Thrive, and with the crew that we've got, because I think it would be just something cool to do and put together.
Part of the crew, part of the shit.
It'll be a lot of undertaking, but
It's a
it'll be
huge
worth
logistical nightmare.
it'll be worth it though. So we added Nate's mom, Dawn, actually to the crew. She's helping be our executive assistant, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Exciting news.
Shout out to Dawn. Congrats
Yeah.
on that. That's
So
cool.
Not only with the events that we are already working towards or working with other people, we want to kind of put that on as well. So
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the thing is when I added it up, if my math was correct, we've done 20 festivals this year so far.
I don't know. I actually haven't sat down and actually thought about it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the funny part about it is at the beginning of last year, or this year, I should say, Heather said to me, she's like, I really want to do this festival thing and go out to do different venues and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, we've knocked it out of the park so far. And, you know, it's funny because we get to the, you know, like down to the man cave and stuff like that. And we're asking each other, fuck, why are we so tired? And I'm like, look at all this shit we've done.
Right.
It is. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, but it's in the same thing. It's very rewarding to be able to be a part, because when we started this whole podcast and everything, yes, we wanted interesting guests and people on and everything, but we also wanted to help promote. And that is something that we still continue to do. And I love that part about it. You know, we're not really here to, you know, make the money or whatever, which would, you know,
I
it's
want
nice.
money.
I mean, yeah. But it's also cool, though, to be able to.
I'm with Chris. I'm a materialistic bastard. I want some cash,
well, no,
damn
it's
it.
understandable, because I would love for us to be able to do traveling and, you know, be able to go and do different, like, Comic-Cons and different stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, and one of my big things that I want to do is do TED Talks. It's like one of my goals.
Fuck yeah.
One of my goals. I really
Love
want to be
TED
able
Talks.
to do that. Because I don't know, it's just something inside of me after getting the second chances and everything. I'm just like, you know, I want to try new stuff.
Exactly.
You know, and I love like the addition with Chris, because I see you, you know, wanting to do all these different stuff too, and you're like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna put it forward. You know.
That really
awesome.
cemented in my head when we did that weekend where Nate and I went down to do the premiere for This Is My Brain.
Yeah.
And you and Chris were acting with LRT Films for the weekend. And it was crazy because we got all this shit going on down at the man cave.
Right.
And you guys are out at remote locations doing filming stuff. And it was awesome.
Well, we had the weekend. You guys were doing something. You were doing something, and then I was with Denise at the Oral Labora.
Yeah, that's
All
another
booked
weekend.
up that weekend. We had to split 3 ways.
And we went split to that, and then we went to Tuscola Palooza all together, which was a lot of fun. Other than you were gone for that. So I mean, so we've been able to go ahead.
I was taking my vacation,
but we were all able to go ahead and branch off and go to these different places to represent Don't Make This Weird and Strange Friends Media, which is cool. And I'm glad that we're able to all do that. You know, but I'm looking forward to next year, next summer, and spring and everything.
I can't wait till Tuscola Palooza.
Oh, wasn't that a
That's gonna be a
blast?
I'm
fucking
telling you, I am
blast.
going to buy a camper. I'm telling you, I'm going to buy a camper that weekend. I'm going to be there all weekend.
Fuck yeah.
So fun.
We're so crashing on the floor in your camper.
That's fine.
you don't want this guy in there. He's so loud.
What the
We'll
fuck?
put him out.
Fine,
just
Uncle
being-
Paul, show up to Tuscola Palooza so I can crash in your camper.
Or tents. I might do a tent or
Yeah.
something. But
Yeah.
I
It
want,
was so fun.
and I want a Very Bad Things booth there.
Oh, that'd
Fuck
be cool.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm gonna start making things and keeping things and giveaways.
Yeah,
So we can get have a big giveaway shit.
I like it. I like it a
Mhm.
lot.
Yeah.
We're running some things upstairs.
Lots of
Speaking of
stuff.
making things and giving things away, remind me to talk to you guys after the show because I had a great friend of mine reach out to me and he's like, "Look, we got some cool shit." I was
Cool.
like, "All right,
I
sweet."
love cool shit.
So
We have Becky in the chat saying, feeling the 2019 growing pains and counting my blessings instead of my frustrations today. That's a hard fucking thing to do.
shout out to Pepper
Honestly,
Potts. She's a
yeah.
fucking champ.
Yeah. So many good things happening with her, too, after
You know,
it's been rough for her.
I'm telling you, watching Becky's growth mentally and emotionally has been so insane because you know as well as I do, and I'm telling tales out of school right now.
Okay.
Becky wanted nothing to do with me. She's
Right.
like, nope, no. And it's great because we've pretty much been connected at the hip for doing the whole Strange Friends Media stuff,
Yep.
Survivor Girl, Don't Make This Weird, Mitch's Fake Radio, all of that stuff. Since what, February, March of this year-ish,
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because she'll sit there and she'll ask me questions when we're in the mobile office. And she's like, well, this makes sense. And this makes sense. Why doesn't this make sense?
Yeah.
And we'll banter back and forth for a minute. And she's like, you were confusing as fuck, but I think I understand it. And I'm going, think about it for a second. Look at it from, multiple perspectives here. And then personalize that and internalize that and use that food for thought.
Right.
And of course, Bigby.
Yeah. Of
'cause
course.
We're pulling out of the Bigby parking lot. And she's looking at me. Monday, this was great.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't fucking like you.
See, I can't
But I
handle
get
that.
it.
I'm not good with that. Like, I'm just gonna be out there when someone tells me I don't fucking like you. I'm just like,
Well,
I don't like you either.
here's the thing. I never asked to be liked.
Right.
I'm okay if
You're
you
cool
don't
with
like
that.
me.
I used to be way
God
worse.
damn it, people always like me. It's so disappointing.
Hey, I look at it this way. Either you love me or you hate me. Either way, it's not my fucking problem. It's yours.
Right. Right.
Well, like Shakespeare said, love me or hate me, both are in my favor.
Exactly.
If you hate me, I will forever be in your mind. If
Yep.
you love me, I will forever be in your heart.
Hey,
That's
there you go,
true.
brother.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's a good one. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that.
True story.
Look at you all freaking
I
busting
know
out
a
some
couple
Shakespeare.
things.
Holy shit.
I know a few things. I actually wanted to be an English teacher.
Really?
What the fuck?
I was
Wow.
going to be an English teacher. I was going to school to be an English teacher.
Holy
And then
shit.
I switched to just up and flipped and went into computers. I started my whole degree
Wow.
and everything to be in college English composition, creative writing teacher.
Wow.
No shit.
What did you want to be?
Sure.
I'm curious now. Now I want to know.
What did I want to be?
What was your like thing?
What
If
honestly
you tell me gynecologist,
I
I'm
want to
gonna
be a rock
punch you.
star.
well, yeah. Honestly, what I wanted to do when I grew up, I wanted to be a firefighter.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, because it was one of those things that I was a stupid kid who was a pyro growing
Mhm.
up. I mean, anytime I blew up the backyard, the local fire department would show up and
Yeah.
they'd be like, oh, fuck it. You got it under control because you got this here and you got that there and all these different fail safes.
Right.
And then I ended up being a volunteer firefighter for 2 years, which is where I did the first response stuff, which
Oh, okay.
was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But no, it was so crazy because I love the psychological part of it. Because in stressful situations, in traumatic situations, people lose their fucking mind
Oh yeah.
because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not a rational event that's going on.
As you mean people that I'm people.
Well, anybody,
Right.
anybody. If you put somebody in a high stress situation,
Mhm.
they're going to either fail or they're going to like go to this place and just zone out and go, it's the right thing to do. I'm just reacting at this point.
Right.
And with me, depending on the situation, and I preface with that, I was one of those people that went, oh, well, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, and you're safe.
Right.
And people are like, oh my God, you're my hero. And it's like, no, I'm just doing a job because it was a shit situation and somebody else had to unfortunately intervene.
Right.
And if it saved your life, great. If it didn't, okay, let's have
Sorry.
a moment of, silence for those who were fallen. And, I mean, because like 9/11,
Yeah.
when that happened, I was on a call floor of 350 people and my blood was just pumping, going, I got to go to New York. I got to go to New York. I got to go to New York.
Right.
Just to be there with these guys. And I can't hold a candle to what all these firefighters do on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
And I went down to the proving grounds in Detroit, went to the smokehouse and, got to see all the shit where you're in full gear and it's like, and go put the fire out. And it's hot as fuck. You can't see shit in front of you.
Yeah.
And you have to go through these processes. And if you're not claustrophobic when you go through the smokehouse, you are when you're done because you literally have to feel your way
Mm-mm.
through this thing, full gear on, and everything is hot. There's not, oh, this is cooler. No, fucking everything is hot.
Yeah.
And you're like, I mean, easily you sweat 5 pounds.
Wow.
Easily.
Sounds like a terrible thing to do.
Oh,
Yeah.
but see, it was great because so we were doing this one thing in the proving grounds and it was great. They had a warehouse set up where there was the team that was up on the ladder and then I got to be the ground team and then you switch. So we're in there and they got the fire going and it's like, billowing up the side of the wall. Well, one of the guys that were in the proving ground like I was cracked open the door to the one side of the warehouse. And it was just like fire fingers going straight across the ceiling. Like you've seen the movie Backdraft, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly what it
Sure.
was. And we're like all hunched down in full gear, waiting for the hose to get kicked live. And I'm watching this going, I'm going to fucking die. I'm going to fucking die. Because here's the thing. You saw the smoke and the fire roll, and then you get blasted with this heat.
Sure.
And I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die. And you like panic because your first instinct is to just move. You don't want to fuck when you're fighting, you know, the adrenaline kicks in and you're like, I'm gonna fucking die. And then, you know, of course they make the hose hot and it's fucking crazy, dude.
I had to go to a training for semi truck driving. I did an extra thing. It was a hazardous skid pad down by Detroit. It was over at an old abandoned airport. And basically, you get your semi going about 50, 60 miles per hour and lock them up on ice and grease and shit like that.
Yeah.
You get to jackknife them and do all this stuff, try to figure out how to get out of the maneuvers and shit.
Yeah.
You ever jackknife a semi?
No, but I've seen a ton of them, and
Let
that's
me tell you
scary
what,
fucking
you're
shit.
You're going backwards.
Uh-huh.
And you're going forwards, but
Uh-huh.
you're watching life go out the fucking, like you're looking out the back window and your truck's
It's hopping.
Hopping. Feels like it's gonna snap at the couplings and stuff. It's
can't pay me enough.
I would rather do that. I didn't like it, but I'd rather do that than go to Tony's fucking little firehouse.
I would. Like, you guys were doing stuff
fucking crazy, dude.
More brave stuff. Like, I was like, I'm gonna dance and stuff. Not that kind of dancing. Not that kind.
No, center stage.
But then I went for
the Brothers girl.
The ball painter.
Nope.
Sister Susie Dipserwick.
Oh no.
All right, so
it's the mistletoe.
See that face?
I'm hating it.
She looks like Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, see, she always makes this
me,
thing when she's
dick.
painting bulbs. She's really making that shit rain.
No, actually, I went to cosmetology for a little bit when I was in school, and because you could go to the tech center and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they tell you to hold on to the hose when you're gonna wash people's hair before when you start it.
Did you?
I so happened to not.
You hosed a blue hair, didn't you?
No, but I hosed my instructor.
Oh, that's good.
So I started out really good. And then I was like, man, I loved coloring hair, but when you cut it off, you can't put it back. So I didn't like that, and I got really bad anxiety out of it, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not doing this. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll do massage therapy. You know, my mom's like, what if you get someone gross? What if they got a lot of hair? What if they're stinky?
What
and
if
I was
they
like,
want a happy ending?
Then it's
she never said that, but I would have been like,
it's a disclaimer that for a lot of massage therapists, you have to shower before you can get your massage.
Yeah.
That should be.
And if you don't, then they have the right to refuse your business.
And the first time they pop a tent,
Audi.
you're out.
Audi 5000.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
absolutely.
Huh.
No boners.
See, I never thought. I didn't know this stuff.
All of that stuff is in the paperwork.
But you know, it's I
know I went to massage school for 2 months.
So Pete, what have you not done? I'm on the same thing there though.
I've
been thinking about it though too. You know, I'm like, well, I want to do whatever. I want to learn all kinds of things. You know, it's not just. I feel that too many people are just stuck to one thing. Like they got to do one thing, and I'm like, no, I want to learn everything I can while I'm here.
That's the issue.
Is that crazy?
I had. No, that's the issue that I had with dealing with a 9 to 5. I mean, the old adage, and you know this as well as I do. When you go to high school, it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Go to college, get married, do the white picket fence bullshit, and get a fucking
Picket
job,
fence.
right? It's all fucking trivial bullshit.
Yeah, it's not even real.
Right. So I did all of that because that's what I was told to do. That was the proper thing to do. And I went, this is fucking bullshit. I've worked my way up because any job that I worked at for longer than 6 months, I had worked my way up to the point of promotion to where I had to have a degree that was going to promote me any farther. And I looked at it, and the people that were above me were a bunch of fucking yahoos that didn't know the first fucking thing about what they were doing. And because of my job experience and the things that I was doing that were, in essence, hobbies, I knew more than they did. So I was like, why the fuck are they getting these jobs? Because they have a piece of paper that told them they could. Fuck that. So I started creating my own jobs and going, all right, cool. I want to become a recording engineer. I want to be a studio musician. I want to do this, do that, and figure out exactly what these people are doing. They're getting paid because they have a piece of paper. So I was like, fuck it. 2001 rolled around. I was like, I'm going to be self-employed and be a recording engineer.
Raise your hand if you've got student debt.
Right. And that was another thing. So, and realizing that you can thrive and survive being self-employed. However, there is a shit ton of challenges.
Yep.
That, you don't work, you
Like
don't
the
get
first
paid.
3 years.
Well, I mean, for me, it
right?
was, I'm still struggling in certain areas, but it's one of those things that, word of mouth advertising is the best.
Sure. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Sometimes you just got to be able to jump off and be like, okay, I'm just going to try it. I mean, because if you don't know, regardless, if you fail, you still tried something different and you learn,
Right.
you learn from it. Like you move on to something else.
I fixed computers for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Man, and I didn't have a job. I worked from 10 to 3 every day.
Right.
Because I tailored it around when my kids went to school and I
Right.
did the single parent gig and all that.
Exactly.
And I made a shit ton. I made $65 an hour. I only
Nice.
worked 10, 12 hours a week, but I made it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was never fucking happier, if you ask me.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's my point is, my grandmother beat that into my head. And if you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life.
That's true.
And I
true.
have not
That's right.
worked since 2001 if you're going based off of that mentality. Because, making the decision, hey, fuck it. I'm going to struggle, but I'm going to do what I fucking love doing.
Right. I got a couple things in chat. So back to the, Becky not wanting anything to do with you. Sasha's like, I understand her. I wanted nothing to do with you 6 years ago, and look what happened.
You're welcome.
And then Becky said, and hello to Heather's dad. Probably when I was talking, when we were talking about the stripper stuff. And I thought about that, the phlebotomy. I went and took phlebotomy too.
Yeah.
And I ended up
Vampires.
missing two times because the first one I wasn't even started on a schedule. I was actually at Carroll Hospital doing my training, my on hand, and then from there something happened at the time I was it was my ex-husband that I started dating or whatever, and his mom needed to go in for her cancer checkup, so we had my car, and I didn't know him that long, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not just letting you take my car.
Yeah, right.
So I told them I wasn't going to be able to make it. Well, they used that against me and then ended up saying that I didn't pass. I had 3 days left and I was going to pass.
That's shitty.
That was Delta.
Oh, shit.
Or Davenport.
Davenport. Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck Davenport.
Yeah.
Yep, and
and
I
your
owe-
coach name.
I owe
Right.
Yeah. Right,
Yeah,
your
those of you who
couch
went to
ass.
Davenport, say it with me loud and proud. Fuck Davenport.
And my dad did actually join. He said, hello.
What's up, Pops?
Hey, Dad.
So we got story time.
Yeah.
I
Are
got
we-
time for a story.
Are we
It's a
doing
good
that?
time,
We
Dad. You
can.
just joining in for Mr. O'Neill's
Hold on. Let me
neighborhood.
cue the theme song.
All right. So I was
I love that laugh,
approximately 14, 15 years old. And my older brother, had a 22, little clip-driven one.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to take it all the time. We had this little smoke sweets and such that sold 22 shells, and I'd buy them for like $1.25 a box or
Fuck
something
yeah.
like that. And we used to just go out and peg off frogs out in this area. There was
Yeah.
a zillion of them in the springtime.
Oh, of course.
Well, we fucked this area up because we killed them all. No.
Euthanized frogs in the area.
When I say all, I mean absolute.
Really?
All.
No shit.
There wasn't, we seen anything move.
Nah, motherfucker.
We had that shit down, and if you shot one just right with a 22, they go flipping in the air and they looked all funny, flopping around and shit. We fucking love doing it.
Right.
Fuck PETA. Get that right out of the way for anybody to think I'm being mean. I don't care. I
Right.
was a fucking kid. It was fun.
That's right.
So we'd take out all these frogs and we'd go out there shooting in this country area and we walk all the way out to one time we get there and we're like, man, this place is gross. We killed all the frogs that ate all the shit. So
Yeah.
everything else fucking overgrew. And
Okay.
yeah, I learned that whole circle of life thing out there.
Ah, the one, yeah.
Big time. So, 22 thing, started having problems with it. Fucking was jamming all the time, wasn't discharging the shells and all this. So,
Yeah.
my brother was gone, and I got under his bed, and I pulled out the big plastic case, and I pulled out what is known as a 44 Magnum rifle.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a brush gun. It's about as
shit.
long as a sawed-off shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, I was shooting a refrigerator out there with a 0.6, a 30-30, a 12 gauge.
Oh, yeah.
And then you hit it with this 44, and it goes in a hole about the size of the microphone thing. I mean, it goes in the size of an apple golf ball and comes out the size of a melon.
Big bada boom.
This thing is not fucking joking. So, I seen this electrical thing that was mounted on this wood thing. It was really mechanical and important looking. And my buddy's like, shoot it. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Pull the gun out. Shoot this thing right in a glass, like meter looking thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it literally shot out a 2-foot fucking bright blue flame.
Shit,
And
yeah.
sparks.
Oh, nice.
It was like a firework. It was all crazy. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty fucking sweet. My buddy's like, fucking shoot that. And it was like a power transformer
Oh, Jesus.
that was like far away. It was far. This isn't like a rifle where you shoot like, oh, you shoot them 300 yards away. It doesn't work like that with this
Right.
gun. It's a big heavy load. It's for
Right.
shooting through trees and bush and shit.
Right.
Good for about 100 yards.
Right.
Maybe 5 something. I don't know. Not very far. So I'm like, all right. I just threw the gun up and I was like, pew, pew. And I hit this fucking thing right in the nuts, man. I was barely fucking even trying. And it blew up.
Oh, Jesus, man.
And when I say blew up, I mean we had an electrical magnetic shock wave pass through our bodies.
Oh God.
And all of the hair on our bodies stood straight up, and we're like, kind of like electrified for a minute. And then we noticed all the background noise stopped. Now, by background noise, I mean irrigation pumps, discharge pumps, everything else, all the little out in a cornfield. Stopped. Everything stopped. There was no street lights.
Wow.
There was absolutely no anything.
I feel like REM should be playing right now. End of the world.
Yeah, that was like what it was.
Wow.
So we're like, shit, man, I just like fucking apocalypse to fucking country out here. So we should probably get the fuck out of here.
Good idea.
Yep, so we left.
Right.
And well, that was our stomping ground for smoking doobies and drinking beers and
Of
doing all
course.
that kid shit that we weren't supposed to be doing.
Of course.
And we went out there the next day and we had like spray paint cans and we found this big ass rock that looked like a dog, so we painted it like Clifford. Right? And this farmer comes up driving a truck.
Oh no.
And he's got like 4 people in the trunk, you know, chewing on straw and shit. And they're like, hey, you know anything about anybody shooting out some shit around here? We're like, nah, man, we're kids. We just got spray paint. Made a dog over here. And they're like, son of a bitch, they shot this thing out. Apparently, those 2 little bullets, it was like $250,000 in damage.
Holy shit.
Because it wasn't just the thing I shot, or the other thing I shot.
Yeah.
It's all the other shit that was connected to that shit that broke.
Oh, fucking
His
A.
pump seized up and dried up and overheated and
Oh,
wasn't doing this
damn.
and wasn't doing that. And then the fucking field started filling up with water because it wasn't getting pumped out.
Wow.
Now we're talking crops and livelihood. And we're like, man, that sucks. Who'd do that? What kind of asshole would do that?
Oh,
We
that's
got
shitty, man.
We left and went home.
Wow.
That's what we did.
Wow.
Didn't get in trouble for that one. I probably will now.
No, yeah.
But I looked it up and I see statute of limitations. I can't go to jail for that.
That's good.
I was
That's
a
very
little
good.
concerned. It's pretty legal.
It's good that you checked that out.
I did.
I don't blame you.
Do your
Before
due
telling the
diligence.
story.
Yeah. That was one of my bastard moments. I thought it was pretty funny with the whole shockwave deal.
You ever seen the movie Good Son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like 9 when they wrote it about me. This is Mr. Highway. Me and Denise just watched that recently.
Yeah, you were saying that.
She was not a fan. Well, she was, but she gets really angst, man. And like she's like laying down watching TV, and all of a sudden she's sitting straight up in a 90-degree, and she's got her fucking sheet to her nose, and she's like, "He is not gonna kill that little girl."
Yeah. She's like,
I'm
oh,
like-
he's a bastard.
I'm like, sorry, babe, she's dead.
Yeah.
Like, look, she's underwater and stuff under the ice. I'm like, told you, and she's like,
Oh, yeah.
fucking panic attack.
Yep.
She gets nervous with the movies. It's pretty funny.
Do you guys
Speaking of
actually-
that, is any, what? No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you guys actually watch any of those kind of movies at the theater?
Yeah,
She doesn't have her blanket.
We went to. She fucking asked for the shit by name. She bitches and bitches to be like, no, I don't want to watch a scary movie. And I got her on Insidious.
Oh God.
She loved all of them.
Yeah.
Then we watched The Conjuring and that whole series and all the spin-offs. Next thing you know, we're going to see The Nun at theater and shit.
Oh, I remember you saying you were gonna watch that.
So we went to a couple of them. We've
Yeah.
been to scary movies.
Yeah.
She makes it there.
I want to see the Joker. Have you guys seen that?
I
I have
haven't seen The
not.
Joker yet.
I heard it's good though.
I heard it's
Like,
really
great.
good.
Yeah, I heard.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Zombieland 2 yet. We're gonna go
Oh,
watch
I haven't
that.
seen that
They
either.
actually talked about it on From Both Sides,
Oh, really?
and it was really cool. Some of the topics of discussion that they brought up before seeing that movie. So, I mean, I've seen all the spoilers and shit for it because
I haven't.
see, here's the thing. I'm one of those spoiler guys. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody else, but I want to know what's actually going on in the
I
movie.
don't want to know that.
So
I don't
when I
wanna
sit
know.
down and I watch it, I can be clued into certain parts. But if the movie is good, it's still going to draw me in and completely forget what I learned or saw before I saw the movie. So I can actually have the movie experience, because then when it happens, I'm like, okay, cool. I know what's going on. But the lead up to it, if it's done well, you're like, holy fuck, I didn't see that coming.
I like being completely surprised.
I do too. I don't want to know it before I go. I want to be
You want to
surprised.
be? You got Netflix?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Watch Fractured.
Really? I just finished Russian Doll. I finished Bonding, which was fucking hilarious. If you guys want to watch a great series, watch Bonding and Russian Doll. It was fucking
We
hilarious.
finished iZombie.
Is that really good?
I liked it. I mean,
Okay.
it just depends. If you, I mean, I really liked it a lot. We both did.
Yeah.
Me and Adam both did. We kept on watching like an episode a night or two if we could. And
Becky was
5 seasons later, we were done.
Becky started watching Bonding, and she texted me. She's like, "What the fuck am I watching?" I'm like,
Mhm.
just keep watching.
Yeah.
Don't watch In the Tall Grass.
No.
Yeah,
Stupid.
stupid.
I'm a Stephen King guy through and through.
Yeah.
I read a whole bunch of them, almost all of them.
Yeah.
Don't watch it.
Hmm.
This wasn't good.
See, I'm more of like the Clive Barker guy, like Lord of Illusions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
That's a
shit
good one.
fucked me up, dude.
Yep.
What
But
was the one that you said to watch?
Fractured. It'll fuck you up.
Is it a
Really?
TV show or a movie?
It's a movie
Oh,
on
okay.
Netflix. I think it's Netflix original even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
They've
it's
got some
fucked.
pretty good originals.
It's fucked.
Nate fucked me up with Black Mirror. I'm like, what the hell are you
Yeah, I've been
watching?
told to watch that too.
It's a good series. That's the funny part about it, is there's so each series is like or each episode is like a series all in and of itself.
Yeah.
Because you have no fucking clue what's going on.
Yeah.
And then like bam, it happens and you're going, I don't like this. I don't fucking like
I
this.
don't want nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's trippy. Good series though. You gotta check it out.
Yeah, I got something funny to tell you from work. Our second shift just started, and one of the ladies that I used to work with last year is actually on second.
Yeah.
And I stayed over because they're like, oh, well, we're offering an extra hour if you want to stay over. So I stayed over. And I was the only one that stayed over, and I'm out there, and I said something to her. I'm taking one of my trays back, and she's like, "What was your name?" I'm like, "It's Heather. I've been here 5 seasons."
Right.
And she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, what did you, first thing she asked me was, did you have the surgery, whatever?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I did, because I'd rather have someone ask me that, or are you sick?
Right.
Mhm.
No.
Sorry.
So she asked me that, and she goes, so I said, yeah, it was the best decision I ever made. And then she's like, your face looks really good. I'm like,
Looks really what?
good.
Oh, well,
She's like,
thank
your
you.
face looks really good. I'm like, as opposed to what?
Well,
No, but I look at my old pictures though, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's
My sister's
so-
having the surgery.
Yeah.
December 9th.
Awesome.
nice.
Is that, I haven't heard a lot of like bad stuff about it. There's more good than I've heard of bad. So
Yeah, you
it's
got
an
to be
adjustment.
you got to be disciplined, and you're doing it for the long haul
You
because
do.
everybody that I've talked to about it, including Heather, that it's the best thing you've ever made, and the only regret they have is they didn't do it sooner.
Right.
I have one sister and one brother that's already done it.
Yeah. And they've had success with it too,
Yeah.
haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting because you do have to learn completely a new way of life. I mean, you can only eat just a little bit, which is fine. I'm used to it now. In the beginning, I used to get so frustrated though. But as you heal, like you can eat a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it's not as bad, but I've really started amping up my exercise and stuff, and
Yeah.
I've been doing that like every single day too because I don't want to go back. I'm terrified to go back, and
Yeah.
Go do it.
I don't want to. I don't.
Right.
I look at them old pictures and I'm like, man, and I can run now and do all kinds of cool stuff. And like, I don't want to go back to that.
Well, I noticed something different.
What's that?
The stress people have with food, like the addiction.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
really like, some people get really weird with food.
Oh yeah.
My sister's weird with food.
Yeah.
My one who had the surgery.
Yeah.
Like, she can only eat, the gig.
Yeah.
She had it 10 years ago or 7 years ago or whatever it is, but she still is weird with food.
Yeah.
Like, she's always got to be touching it.
Hmm.
She's always got to be hanging out by where the food is.
Really?
When somebody comes up, oh, let me get that for you.
Huh.
She's the first one to cut you a piece of cake and hand it. And if everybody's sitting around doing nothing we already ate, she'll come around with food. She can't eat it herself,
Right.
but she's always got to be up in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It drives my brother nuts.
It's crazy.
Like, we'll get a pizza
Yeah.
and we'll open the pizza box. The first thing she does is go in and recut all the pieces. Even though she ain't having no fucking pizza,
Right.
she's got to be all
That's
up in it.
weird.
She's got to be a part of it. She's
Huh.
got to be serving it or knocking flies away or individually wrapping it and shit. She's got to
Huh.
be touchy. You know what I'm talking about.
That face
Lady's
sheet.
like, yeah, fuck this
It's-
is crazy.
but it's-
Huh, that's
it's fucking
interesting.
weird.
Yeah, that's
It's weird.
That is.
But we had a tough childhood
yeah.
and there was 12 of us.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of went through our own way on what we used as a crutch to get through our miserable
self-medicating.
fucking lives.
Right.
And a whole bunch of them, as a matter of fact, almost all of them went the route of food.
Yeah.
I'm the smallest one in my family.
Yeah.
My sisters are bigger than I am.
Yeah, I met
I'm the
your
run of the
brother.
fucking litter.
Yeah, I met
Yeah.
your brother that owns the Mom and Pop Cafe, which
Big
is
guy.
fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, right?
Well, he come walking out, and I'm like,
Hey, ugly. Yeah, he talks shit.
holy fuck, man. No, seriously, like your brother's a big boy.
Yeah, he's one of them. He's not the biggest one.
Yeah. Wow.
I got bigger.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, man.
See, like now, out of my dad, my brother, my mom, I was the biggest one, and that was really tough because I'm only 5'1".
Sure.
But I think about that stuff now, and it was like, man, I couldn't even bend down to plug my damn phone charger in before.
Heather was a
any of
circle.
that. I was.
I've seen pictures. I didn't
Seriously.
really.
Yeah, you met me when I was really like on the start of my journey, but I
Sure.
look at the old stuff, like old pictures, and I'm like, man, that's not even me. Like,
Is that
No.
crazy?
but in the stress of everything, because I used to be like really worried about what people were thinking of me when I'd walk in, just
Sure.
because-
Sure.
But I hid behind it too. Like I hid behind my weight for a long time.
Yeah.
Like it was like, well, this is me. This is what
Yeah.
Now I'm just like, man, I don't ever want to go back to that.
Right.
Never.
I have to constantly watch my weight. I have just a predisposition to be fat. My
Really?
whole family's fucking fat, and if I don't watch it, I start getting fat real quick.
Wow.
Like I can fluctuate 20 pounds
Yeah.
easy. I can lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks, and I can gain it back just as fast.
Holy fuck,
It's
man.
crazy. I go from 250 to 230 like that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No shit. I hit 250. I'd be like, damn, G, some granola bars and fucking yogurts for a couple days.
Right.
And it just falls right off.
Yeah,
but
that's
if,
crazy.
as soon as I stop,
Yeah.
and I'm like, right now, I'm on my way back up.
Right.
I just
Right.
got down to like 217 or something, and now
Right.
it's like, your jeans are fitting a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I was so happy when I finally got below 200 because I mean I'm 5'5", and 227 pounds is fucking insane
That's
on that
thick.
kind of
It's
frame.
hard
Thick
for
for
that
real.
that
Yeah.
weight.
Yeah.
Imagine being 350 at 5'1".
I'm good.
Yeah, but you know, and the craziest thing about it too is like I had polycystic ovarian syndrome too, which gain weight like really super easy from it.
Mhm.
So from my freshman year to my senior year, I had gained 100 pounds, just like that. Wow. And so and I didn't. It's like it's not that I didn't know that I was overweight, but I didn't. It was in my head. I'm like, no, I'm not that big.
Right.
But like in 8th grade, I was already 208 pounds. Because they had to weigh everybody. Like, you know, they get in front of everybody and have you step on the scale in front of everybody.
Get the BMI and all
I was
that.
208 pounds in 8th grade.
Holy shit.
And at that point I told myself, I'm not getting any bigger. Well, then I got diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, and just instantly it's just like I just gained that weight so quickly.
Yeah.
And you just get so behind after that. It's so hard to get it off, you know. So, but you know, now I'm just like, okay. I know better now. My metabolism is better.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, I didn't even have a damn metabolism anymore. It's like, no, it's gone. But
that's the funny part about it is I love those people who are like, oh no, it's chicken and rice and blah 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 blah.
Portion control.
Fuck that. I'm not eating chicken and rice to get healthy.
No.
So Nate and he's like, what's for dinner? And I'm like, I don't really know. So we'll make something. And I'll throw down and I'll make a fucking salad. Now, I'm not talking like, okay, you got fucking nasty ass lettuce, a couple of tomatoes, a cucumber, and you're fucking starving.
Sure.
Nah, fuck all that.
You can't.
We throw in romaine lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, radishes, carrots, peppers, 2 or 3 different kinds of like feta cheese.
Sure.
The flaked Parmesan, and we'll throw in like honey, and we'll throw in, raspberry vinaigrette or red wine vinaigrette with herbs and spices, and then mix it all up. And it's like a very hearty salad where you've got flavor, you've got some rib stick and stuff. Like we threw in, what was it, pepperonis or something the other night?
Yeah.
It's fucking incredible.
Yeah, you don't really have to just stick to just boring
it's
greens
bullshit.
or
Portion
whatever.
control.
Yeah, seriously.
Calorie deprivation. If you want to lose weight, you have to eat more calories than what you fucking use, or less calories than what you
Right.
use.
You definitely
You gotta go
do.
backwards. That's the only way. You gotta be hungry.
And somebody had said once too that like abs are made in the kitchen.
They
like,
truly are.
That really is the truth. Like when I started doing the diet for the weight loss, because you have to lose a certain amount before you can go under a knife. I didn't really do a lot of exercise because I couldn't really.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
couldn't.
really where it's at on the weight
It's
loss.
not. It is in the food and your intermittent fasting too.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of good results with that. People doing the keto and stuff, that's kind of back and forth. Some people do really good, but then they gain it like really quick. But I've seen really good stuff with that, and that was funny because you and I had talked about it. Because I always am like, it's kind of like when you're a kid and you're like trying to be taller than your parent. And you're like, how tall are you? Like I kept on asking, I'm like, so what are you at now?
Right.
And we're at the same weight.
Yeah,
which is funny.
Actually, when I went to my allergist, they had me step on the scale, and I'm 194.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I don't feel like it because I feel bloated today. But I'm just like, fuck it.
I'm probably about 235 right now.
Yeah, but you also got a lot more height than the rest of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got a lot more
some
height
more
on
shit
ya.
to fill out, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not okay.
Yeah. But it was pretty crazy because I'm like, oh man, we're actually the same. That's just unheard of. Because when you and I first met, I was at my heaviest.
Right.
So now it's just like, okay.
Well, and it's funny because part of the meal planning thing is what I've been doing is like for one meal a day, I will make a smoothie.
Right.
Now, I don't fuck around when I make these smoothies.
Right.
I'll put in like bananas, apples, blueberries, strawberries, and throw in just like some yogurt or some 2% milk or something like that.
Right.
And then throw in like some cinnamon, some honey, maybe a splash of frankincense or thieves or something like that. Because, well, it's fucking, everybody's inside, cold season starting. And then, I'll throw in whatever else is just lying around in the crisper drawer, and mix this up in a blender. And holy fuck,
good.
it is amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
They're not as good as the what the fuck is that place in Frankenmuth?
The Dig Cafe.
Dig Cafe, thank you.
I learned
dude,
how,
first one I did
learned-
mango.
Yeah.
fucking
I
great.
learned how to make both of their main ones, the Strawberry Kiss,
Yeah.
yeah, and then the Purple Haze one. But when you had gotten the stuff, it was completely not
Right.
what I needed for it. So I was like, I'm gonna need to redeem myself. But I did learn how to make those ones.
Cool.
And they're great. However, it is that time. Chris and I both
Seriously?
have got to work early. You guys-
Yup.
Fuck.
That damn responsibility
Yeah.
and dumb.
Adulting.
So at that time, I guess it's time for us to say thank you guys for joining in.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Like, share, subscribe, do all that fun social media crap that we appreciate, though. Thank you. And we will see you guys again next Thursday, same time. And
Yeah.
have a good night.
Deuces.